So sometimes some things we do, we think it actually doesn't really matter, but it goes a long way, right? Now, but here's what happened. How much did he give me? 1 million. How much did I make with the 1 million? 300,000. I will be a fool to take the 1 million and bring it back to him just like that. He may not need the 300. Maybe he's already too successful, right? But I can buy some things, give for his children, his wife, his friends, all right, or something, just whatever it is, just a token of appreciation, not necessarily because he needs it. True? Yeah, sister, I just want to say thank you. Next time, if I have a deal, if I put a call to him, do you think he'll want to support me? You know what will happen next time? I wouldn't even call him. He'll call me and say, Laddie, don't you have any project that you're doing or something that you're actually doing? True. Yeah. People cannot effectively use the OPM because every day they are making constant withdrawals and they think they are wise. Yeah, I am smart. Anybody that have developed enough sense to make money that you can't make is not a foolish person. Very well. True. So for us to use good debt, you can't be rich without debt. All right? You can't be rich without debt. Ma? Yeah, depends on the size of your dream, ma. We want to buy this hotel. This hotel costs 1 billion. Your salary is 200,000. How many years will it take you to buy this hotel? You said? Yeah. No, you collect more debt, borrow more money. Yeah. You say what? Yes. Do you know that every time you are indebted, you're always creative? In most cases, if you are a good person, all right? Yes, because you want to make sure you settle the debt as fast as possible. As fast as possible. Here's the big problem. Poor people collect debt to service their life, especially, right? Now, poor people collect money for liabilities. Middle class collect for what we call servicing. Here is a poor man's money goes to survival, right? Teach to be rich, right? And we said the middle class money goes to what? You said? Looking good, or what we call servicing of status. Now, maybe I'm working and my income used to be 2 million and I'm living in, let's say my income per week is 2 million. So in a month, like 8 million, and I'm used to living in Maitama or Asokoro. But now the money is no longer coming. But somehow, because I've already built that stature, I want to maintain the money. I want to maintain the stature. Yes. So, the poor people's money goes to servicing of status and looking good. And I always tell you that you don't have to do that. If Dangote comes here and maybe dress in short knicker, it doesn't change anything about the fact whether he's Dangote or not. The poor people always dress up to make up. Right? True. That's why in Silicon Valley, if you go, let's say for a venture capitalist, if you go to make a proposal for most of these venture capitalists, and if you dress too serious, they suspect you. So this guy is trying to make up. True? Yeah. If you go to seek for funds, you dress like this, especially you're an IT person, you are gone. All right? Roots. Anywhere there is money and power, there is always conspiracy. True? Yes. Anywhere. And all those conspiracies have their roots in these 4 things. Number 1, taxes. How many of you know that the rich don't pay tax, especially in the US? All right? Ma? Yes. Yeah, the rich don't pay tax. In Canada, people pay income tax of over 40%. The middle class, the poor. If you make 100,000, 40,000 have to go to government. Sir? Even in the UK? Okay, yeah. Even in the UK, my brother said you pay income tax of about 40%. It's your money, you make money. You go out, you labor, you work hard to make money, but then you say, you know what, you have to take 40% and give it back to the government. And I'm going to show you those kind of incomes that have been taxed, all right? And also I told you about the debt, right? Those fundamental, they are the forces of poverty. They are the things that the rich use against the poor to keep them poor. And of course, forces of inflation. Right? Now, you know what happened in 1971 when President Nixon gave that that order, right? That presidential, what do they call that kind of order? Executive order, right? About stopping the use of gold. Now, something happened. So many countries in Africa started copying the same thing. And let me ask you, at what point do you need more money most? When you are young, that you can endure some things, or when you are old? You see, I'd rather be young and not have money than old and be broke. True? Yes. You don't want to get to that point in your life. Right? So there are basic two rules that was designed, you know, all around this thing called money. And all those conspiracies are being built around two rules. Now, the first rule is the rules that are still being played, the game that is still being played by the poor and the masses. And the second rule, which are the new rules, are now being played by the rich. For example, the old rule said you should save money. True? It worked during that time. Savings, because the monies are actually backed by gold, silver. It works. But this day, all savers are losers. So don't save money. What do? The new rule says you should spend money. Right? You should spend money on what? On investment and asset, things that brings money to you. For example, the old rule say you must diversify, right? Yeah, so that you don't lose your money. But the new rule said you should focus. I remember then they would say, you know, look at this class of investment and diversified across all these classes. And this. But that's not the new rule. I remember one time I was talking with someone and he was telling me about how he wanted to diversify his businesses. I said, but that's wrong. He said, look at Dangote. Dangote is diversifying. This is diversifying. I said, but what you're doing is that you're looking at these people today. You're not looking at them when they start. When you start a business, you're not supposed to diversify. You're supposed to focus until when you're successful. Then I saw someone wrote on the board, focus. Follow one course until you're successful. When you succeed at one thing, it becomes easy for you to be able to be successful at other things. I asked someone, I said, if the one that you are good at is not, you're not yet successful at it, and you want to diversify into something that you don't know anything about, you're already doomed to fail. True? Yeah. It's distraction. Thank you, brother. It's distraction. So the new rules comes and with its own different things. And of course, remember I was talking to you about those taxes, the taxable income. There are about 3 kinds of income that have been taxed, right? And so it's just wise for you to know where do you belong and where you fall into. Of course, we know the first one is called earned income. What do we call it? I want us to repeat it, all right? What do we call it? Earned income. Now, what is earned income? Income that is derived from labor. If you ever have to labor before you make money, you are said to be a laborer. How many of you are laborers here? Yeah? You're laborers, huh? Yeah. A doctor is a laborer. A mechanic is a laborer. True? The difference is the quality of the labor that you're involved. So, Even anywhere in the world, those that pays the highest taxes are those that earn number one income. That's why I was telling you in Canada, 40%. While some countries are trying to even reduce their tax rates to encourage, businesses to thrive, Nigeria is increasing it. India just reduced it last year, right? Their tax rates to favor businesses. We were in Dubai as a team, right? There are, in fact, tax-free zones. And if you decide to start a company, they are tax-free, all right? And that's why it's attracting a lot of people all over the world. Every country, every businesses, big corporations, they are rushing there to start their own businesses. And you're coming to a third world nation, and they are charging you 3 times more than what they charge you probably even in a developed nation that have infrastructures and systems that will make your business possible to succeed. Why will a company like Nike want to come to Nigeria? While they have places, for example, like Dubai. They pay zero tax, good roads, constant electricity, right? In Nigeria, you start a business, it's very successful, they build a ministry around your business. So earned income, and then we have portfolios income, which are this income that come from, let's say, capital gain is the second most taxed income. You buy something at this price, you sell it at this price, all right? The differences that you make is what we call the capital gain, right? So they are the second most taxed income, and then the last one, of course, which is passive income, which comes from cash flow. It is the lowest kind of income, all right? Passive income. You create something once, and the money keeps coming into you long after the effort you used to create the income has been completed. What are examples of passive income? Sir? Yeah, real estate can give you passive income. And then what kind of incomes again? Royalty incomes. Okay, we have, yes. And what kind of incomes again? Multi-level marketing, all right? Some of you that are involved, all right? And so much of those kind of things. The rich are not designed to pay taxes, especially in America. And if you have a business, probably that will be a session that maybe I will show you how to avoid paying taxes legally. How many of you will be like, especially if you are making serious money already in your business? But if you're just starting, you can as well continue. Yes. But my joy is when you understand the new rules, you can create your money. You can print them. I tell people, especially in this class, every now and then, I said, the only reason why somebody makes more money than you is because they know something you don't know. True? So in the new economies, what is the rules all about? The rules start with education first. You have to educate yourself about the old way of doing things and the new way. Of course, we now know that the old way, just like what I've explained this, we need academic education that teaches us the ability to read, write, and do some basic arithmetics, math. And of course, we also talk about the professional, which learning to work for money. That's okay. But here's where the problem is. We always stop here. And this kind of income only enables us to earn earned income. Profession prepares you to earn only earned income. Income that is based on your labor and your activity. In other words, where your effort stops, the income stops. You cannot become financially wealthy through this means. Nobody ever got there just like that. So you have to find a way to violate, this one. And that's why the third one is important. And that's why I felt the knowledge of financial education, financial freedom is the unfair advantage that you have, that the rich have over the poor. So your goal now is to figure out how to get your own financial education, learning how to make more money for you. I told you last time in the class, I said towards the end of your life, there will be a time that you will not be able to do whatever you do. I don't care how much money you have right now. I don't care how much money you make, how much money comes to you. There will be some moment in your life that you will not have the energy, the effort, and the time to do the same thing that you do right now. What provisions do you have in place to make sure that those days are protected? Many people don't have any second plan for it. So really, the new rules start with education. And this education is different set of education. And this education is what explains why someone can go to school, become a professional, and still die broke. So you need this third level of education. And this education is not taught in school. What's your name, sir? I like your shirt, by the way. Yes, sir. Yeah. Chineze. Okay, Mr. Chineze. All right. My brother here is wearing a very beautiful dress. All right. I know in the very profession that you do, what do you do, sir? Okay, entrepreneur. In your entrepreneurial venture, I know there are people that do the same kind of business with you. And there are people that make far less than you. And their dream is if they can earn the kind of money you're making, they're good, right? Sure. And there are people also that make 10 times or probably 100 times more than you. And in most cases, it's not so much about because you don't have the capacity to do what they are doing. It's just because probably they know something that you don't know. True? Yeah, so it means anybody that knows more than you have a legal right to make more than you. Correct? So that's why they said in the new evolution, if you want to have an unfair advantage, your goal is to focus on the third aspect that we shared about, which is the financial education, the learning and the acquisition of knowledge about how the things you do and how to do it very well, right? That's what gives you the unfair advantage. Because money is no longer in places. They say money is in knowledge. Yeah. Money is in knowledge. I am confident 100% that if you put me in any business, I will make money. On that one condition. If I can sit down to learn how. Right? And human beings can do remarkable things according to Jim Rohn, no matter what. Under any situation and any circumstances. Just figure out why is it that the top successful people in your endeavor are doing. What do they know that you don't know? Do the same thing and you just have the kind of result they have. Right? So the rule number 2 says learn how to use debt to your own advantage. Do not avoid debt. Good debt make you rich, bad debt make you poor. Okay? So number 3, learn how to control your cash flow. And these are the 3 things you must observe. Observe where workers are moving to, especially in one of the laws of real estate. All right, I tell people, what will you go after? And having now the definitive understanding of the new rules and the advantage, the unfair advantage that the rich have over the poor, that ideology and the basic knowledge changed everything about my life. Where I had a chance to know about this, to know that the rich have always found a way to conspire against the majority. And if you can find out exactly what it is that they know, that the vast majority don't know, and you do the same thing that they do, you will get the same kind of result that they get. You see, that basic understanding changed everything about me, changed my life, changed every business. I remember then, I used that same knowledge. I started a business and things were working until when I lost everything again. And I discovered that I wasn't doing it the right way that I should. Then I went back to the fundamentals again. Alright? So when I went back to the fundamentals, I began to study. What are some of the conspiracy theories that make the rich rich? How do the rich print money? Because I've always been interested in printing. But I know that printing money, physical printing, is illegal. True? Government made it illegal, and it's not something that you should do. All right? But the rich found a way to do it. So if I could find a way, it means I can live life on my own terms. I want you to imagine the kind of life you will be living if money is not a problem in your life right now. Please, I want 1 or 2 persons to tell me what kind of life they will be living, how they will be living their life. If money is not an object in your life right now. Just 1, 2. Where will you be living? What will you be driving? What kind of food will you be eating? You'll be driving car. All right. So what kind of life? I want you to imagine the kind of life you'll be living if money is not a problem in your life today. You'll be playing golf. Okay. So that was the interesting thing that happened to me.